What's up, guys? Today we're going to talk about anticipation and how to stop it. Kinda. We want to try to minimize it. So the idea for this video came when I was at another gun range in Nashville, and I'm shooting, doing my thing, just having fun, and I saw another guy, I guess, instructing somebody else, and he kept yelling, "Stop anticipating." And the guy shooting, and he's like, "Stop anticipating." And the guy who was shooting said, "What am I doing?" And the instructor said, "You're anticipating." And he was like, "Oh, okay." And then he continued to do it because people don't explain it. They're just like, "Stop anticipating, do it now." What that is clear gun. What that is when we come out to shoot, we're anticipating the bomb going off at the muzzle of the gun. So subconsciously, you want to push the gun away from you so it doesn't go off in your face. Rightfully so. There's nothing else in life where we're holding bombs that are going off in our hands, right? This is the only thing where we're doing that. So at first, you're like, "Oh man, get that away from me. Get that away from me." And when you're taking out this slack on this trigger, it's building anxiety. So when you get to the wall, that point of resistance letting you know the gun's about to go off, you're like, "Ugh," and you push it down. So a newer shooter is going to anticipate. I typically see them, the first shot, they don't know what to expect, so they don't anticipate. And then every other shot after that, there's some type of dip because they're still not accustomed to the bomb going off. So they'll do it early. Me, I'll tend to do it a little bit later. Maybe I shoot 50, 100, 200 rounds. At some point, I start getting a little fatigued, and then I start dipping, but I just dip less often. How we want to kind of mitigate anticipation is by two ways. One is just dry fire. So you want to take your gun dry, just point it at the target, press. Rack the slide. Racking the slide, so on a lot of guns like Glock, CZ, so on and so forth, the trigger locks to the rear. So you have to rack the slide, and that will reset the trigger, basically mimicking that slide reciprocating when the bullet goes off, so you can press it again. So we want to find our sights, press. Rack the slide, find our sights, press. Rack the slide, find our sights, press. And we want to press without moving our sights. So I have a whole video talking about trigger press. Go watch it after this one. So when we press the gun out, we want to see our sights, and we want to move the trigger without moving the sights. We want to hear click. We don't want to hear click and see movement. So even when you're at the range, if you're at the range shooting and then you notice you're dipping a couple, drop the magazine, unload it, dry. While you're standing in the bay at the range, press. Just reset your mind, because some of this, I believe, is subconscious. The other thing that we can do is come up to the trigger reset. So there's an instructor who, he's the man. I value his opinion very much. He's taught me a lot. His name's Dakota. He was MSRT in the Coast Guard. So I believe that's special ops of the Coast Guard. I went to him, I was like, "Hey man, how do I get better with my trigger press and not anticipating?" And he was like, "You got your gun on you?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "Let me see it." So I handed him the gun. He said, "I want you to do this 4,000 times. I was like, "No! Dakota, I wanted the sauce! I wanted the sauce, Dakota!" There is no sauce. There's no sauce, man. It's all reps. It's all reps. So what he did was he showed me that he just presses the trigger, he racks the slide, he comes up to the trigger reset. And he presses the trigger, racks the slide, comes up to the trigger reset. just reps, man. There's no secret sauce. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm going to show you what it looks like when you anticipate, so you can recognize that and start to dissect that on your target. So when we're doing this is another thing from Dakota. I found this to be very helpful. The average trigger weight is like 4 to 5 pounds. The trigger weight on this Glock, meaning the pounds of pressure that it takes in order for the trigger to fully engage, is roughly 4 pounds. So he was like, think 4 pounds, 4 pounds, 4 pounds, 4 pounds, and just wait for it to go off. What happens is people press 4 pounds, 4 pounds, they start reaching that wall. So like 4 pounds, 4 pounds, 8 pounds. And they want to make it fire. We want to let the gun fire. We want to let the gun do its job. We don't want to make it fire. So I'm gonna go hot here. All right, so I'm going to find my sights anywhere in that middle circle, and I'm just gonna press and think 4 pounds, 4 pounds, 4 pounds, 4 pounds. All right, so I see my sights. Relax, 4 pounds, 4 pounds, 4 pounds. Dud. Relax, 4 pounds, 4 pounds. Okay, 4 pounds, 4 pounds. Let's try it again. You want to exhale. I found that that helps a lot as well. Whenever I'm pushing out, I'm exhaling as I'm pushing out. That helps relax me. 4 pounds, 4 pounds, 4 pounds, 4. Okay, now I'm going to show you what it looks like when you anticipate and you think 8 pounds. So I'm gonna try to mess this up. All right, sights, 4 pounds, 4 pounds, 8 pounds. That's what you see. You see how that's directly below the shots that I just took when I was relaxing? This is what I see. I tell people, hey, you're right-handed. Either you're gonna go straight down or you're gonna go down and left. Because people do this when they anticipate with their wrist, or they bring their arms straight down. You're essentially shooting with your whole body instead of just shooting with your finger. So people will have this curve and they'll push more with their right hand, or with their right hand and their right arm. So it might look like this. Let me try to do it here. 4 pounds, 8 pounds. I pushed that one off the target. Let me try it again. I'm trying to miss. Whatever, boom. It goes right there. It goes in this spot, down there. That's where they go. They go down and left. It goes down and left. That's where most people will see. If you're right-handed, it goes down there. If you're left-handed, it's gonna go the opposite way. So when you start seeing that straight down or that angle, you're like, oh, I'm anticipating. I'm anticipating my shots. It doesn't have anything to do with the gun. Oh, I hear people say, oh, the gun's not accurate. No, dude, the gun's more accurate than you are. You're not accurate. You're muscling the gun. A lot of guys tend to do this because everything we do is strength. You know, we pick up heavy stuff, we put it down. You know, everything is, I remember doing jujitsu for like 6 years, and it took me like a year to just figure out, oh, relax, relax, make a circle, do the wrist lock and relax, because I would see a bigger guy in front of me and I would think, oh, bigger dude, yeah, and he's not moving because I'm trying to muscle it. It's a similar concept here. You just want to relax. So when you see that at the range, chill out, empty the gun, get some dry fire reps. Remember, you're just moving your finger. You want to move your finger without moving your sighting system. And if you feel yourself pushing, exhale, press. 4 pounds, 4 pounds, 4 pounds, 4 pounds. Hope you learned something. Hope that was helpful. See you on the next one. Romine.